Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another hopefully exciting game here after what we had experienced in Game 1 between Alliance and Bears. We're, of course, in what is the lower bracket final, I guess you would class it as the winner will move on to play against Secret in the grand final for that one EU spot in the Kiev Major. I'm OD Pixel, I'm joined here by Draskell. Draskell, are you there live and loud and clear?
Both, yes.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We're here into game 2. The draft has begun, of course, so far, no surprises. One of the kind of change rounds being Alliance this time will ban out the Keeper of the Light. Do you think we'll see... What do you think we'll see in this draft that will reflect on what we saw in game 1?
Well, depending on how Alliance open, Bears may second phase ban Alk. I think that's one hero where if you're not prepared for the Alk pick, you can just straight up lose the game to the Alk. It's kind of like, old Broodmother in that sense. If you just don't have the heroes that you need to shut him down or kill him, then you can really get put in this awkward position. I really feel like if Alliance had anything other than an Alk that game, that Bears probably would have won. Because I think they played it about as well as they could have, but the draft, inherently, I felt Alliance's was better. And you're just put on like this timer where even though they made a couple of really nice moves, it just wasn't enough to secure the game. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, do you take away the Alk over the Magnus? Because I wonder if you just take away the Mag in this situation. You've already seen the Jug again.
You can do that too, yeah. And with the Invoker, maybe you're more comfortable leaving the Alchemist in the pool. Because it's a hero that can actually dish out a ridiculous amount of damage. Yeah, they're just going to ban the Mag. Good call.
I mean, they may take the Alchemist out as well, but as you said, you already you feel more confident with leaving it in because they've got some answers to it already that they didn't have in game
you don't
one.
want to. I think you don't want to give like a ton of respect to both of the heroes.
Yeah.
But banning one or the other is always an option, and then you can just deal with something else that maybe you feel like your lineup is just inherently weak against. Which right now, like Invoker Earth Spirit's a really good opening. Like no matter what you pick, it's gonna work.
All right, let's see what they do go for Bears. Anything that we saw in game 1, or maybe just one of the staple standard bans. I mean, looking at Alliance's lineup, already 2 heroes of the same. Other ones, of course, included in that game 1 draft. What was the Crystal Maiden, the Magnus, and the Alchemist, as we've been talking about. So,
yep.
Maybe one of those 3 be taken apart. But as you said at the same time, maybe you don't want to give too much respect to just picking apart what they did in game 1, because Alliance surely will have a potential alternate plan here for this game 2 draft, and maybe you want to look to target something that you just consider yourself a little bit stronger, and maybe something that they feel that they're worried about with the Invoke and the Earthsprint. Something like the Nyx Assassin already, maybe something that they want to take away from Jonas and Fan on that offlane.
Yeah, Nyx is really strong. I don't know. I see like these Beastmasters and these Nyxes and Night Stalkers too, and I always feel the same way. I always feel like the heroes just can't really apply as much pressure as they used to be able to, like in earlier patches, because there's just so much like 5-man Dota happening. Like you're pressuring towers, like the safe lane towers sometimes get pressured in like less than 10 minutes into the game. Like, are you even level 6 depending on how hard your lane is by that point? Like it's not like that the hero's terrible. I just feel like the way that the game is played, it's just really hard to make function. But they're definitely scared enough to warrant the ban. So
yeah, Bears
will take it out.
I mean, I don't know if that's worrying that Bears are doing what I'd say, Andy. That.
No, I mean, the Mag ban was a really good call. Like, that was actually a better idea than banning Alk.
But you feel the Nyx...
Because the Mag is he's a lineup-enabling hero, right?
Definitely, yeah, with the Jug already, of course. Yeah, you had to have banned that if you were Bears. But Alliance themselves, looking at Bears lineup, I mean, maybe considering what worked out nicely for them in game 1, or of course just target other heroes that we know that like to play. The Luna. Now
I like the Beastmaster. The way that
there?
4Ev ran it, the way that 4Ev built it, I actually liked a lot. He actually completely skipped book, but let's get the classic third pick Rubik.
It really is. I mean, I'll be interested to see the stats on how many games, but it's easily got to be the majority. The third pick, if it's there, they take it. I mean, understandable as well. You saw even in that game there, Yapsaw hit some incredible steals with the RPs.
Dude, I tweeted about it. I was like, you know what? Doesn't matter who won that game. Yapsaw in my heart won that game.
For sure. It kept Alliance spans on the edge of their seat. Yapsaw's plays, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Because of
that game was seriously like
clutch they were.
10 to 15 seconds difference. They could have won that game.
Yeah, so they didn't have the fortification up. That ancient would have gone. It was really that much on the edge for Alliance.
Yeah.
That one little window. I mean, it just goes to show how, even in a game where it feels like you've got all the power in your side, you lose one hero for 2 minutes with no buyback, everything can change. And it got very close to doing so.
Alliance, are they just going to go back for the Crystal Maiden again? I feel like this is... I think that's a hero that just suits them very well, because it's flexibility, right? And you want the mana for heroes like Juggernaut and Ogre who are just going to be walking around or sitting in lane. You always want to have mana to spin, throw Ignites out, and all that other nonsense. And with seeing the Rubik and the ES, like there is some rotation potential, but you already got an Ogre. So like opening the Ogre just says, okay, as long as he's in the right place at the right time, we're always going to have our counterplay. We're always going to be able to pressure, and we don't necessarily even need to kill. We'll just be able to win that lane. Okay, unexpected.
Radiant team pick.
Did not see an ET coming.
Certainly not. I mean, it's something that we have seen Alliance do before, but it's always one of those picks that it's hard to really understand where Alliance see the opportunity to do it. But Alliance certainly they have a plan. When it comes to the Elder Titan, we've seen it. I want to say at least 3 times from Alliance, maybe even more here in this qualifiers. And
the thing that I'm thinking is, what position is this ET?
I mean, I imagine it must be EGM.
Yeah, but the Ogre ET support combo is so awkward.
I mean, I'm sure that
this is a no-catch lineup, like none.
Maybe they'll make up for that with their cores. They've still got Unison fans pick, and of course Limps as well.
Silencer.
Oh my goodness, I think you might be right. Unless that's a Limp mid silencer. What are Alliance doing? They're trying something a little different.
They definitely are. I mean, like I said, track record-wise, Alliance have beaten Bears pretty much every game, right? Have they lost a single match?
Oh, I don't know the stats, Andy. That's beyond me.
Yeah, I could probably just look it up, but I'm fairly confident that at least in the bracket,
the win rate's good. Yeah.
Their win rate is 100% so far.
Silence. I mean, where do you see? I mean, yes, you said the Elder Titan certainly can be played in the core position. And EGM, we know he's also a big fan. He's a big fan of the Silence, and he's a big fan of the Elder Titan. 2 heroes that he's very good on.
Yeah, I think it's most likely he'll be playing ET.
Yeah.
That would pretty much mean that it either has to be Silencer mid or support.
I think surely if you're putting either the Jug mid and the Silencer mid or safe lane, wouldn't you prefer to have Jug mid and Silencer carry, Loader playing the Silencer?
I would prefer Silencer to be support. I wouldn't want to play carry Silencer in this game. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that you only pick him in this game for global. Like you pick him to stop these the axe combos from killing people. So like axe blink calls, you have Silencer sitting in the back, global, stops the Invoker, stops the Earth Spirit, The chain of initiation that Bears are looking for is halted by that hero, which is why they picked it. But you don't need to be a core to do that. You just need to hit 6. So that's the only reason why I feel like it wouldn't be ideal. They're going to ban the bat, though. So it looks like Bears are thinking that it is a core. And I mean, Bat Rider Silencer combination it's really strong. Yeah, the Bat Rider would give him the initiation they needed to be able to get the quick pick. Same thing, lasso, global, kill hero. It's a very, very strong combination that's been picked for a number of years. But yeah.
I mean, if it is in case that, I think it certainly does look like Unison fans pick as the last. I'm wondering if they're looking at the Legion Commander, because that essentially does the same job as that Silencer Bat synergy, doesn't it? You jump in, you global, you get yourself a kill to start the fight off with.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's very, very nice. But the thing is, do you have the damage? That's the problem. Like, who's the kill hero if you have the Legion? Who's bursting that hero down inside of the duel?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
that's the only thing. It could be core. Like Bears think it's core.
Yeah, they do. They do. What is this plan from Alliance? Will there be Unison fans here, or will they move it around? Put him on the ET. It feels like EGM has to play the ET.
Reserve time.
Just go like YOLO, limp tiny. Let's do it.
Oh boy. Other offlaners in the pool. I mean, there's a Legion's the one that screams out this like classic Alliance.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Legion is
the Unison fan clock. Okay, that's it.
So that's their hard initiate.
Yeah.
So they banned one of the hard initiates with the Bat Rider, and then the Clockwork is pretty much the only other like long distance gap close. We're gonna start this fight right now, hero. And even though like Rubik is pretty good against it in lane, the rest of the heroes don't really have an escape. So like you hook shot, you throw the spirit into the cogs, you global, you kill the hero. That's pretty much how it's going to work out.
Oh man, so last pick for Bears. They grabbed themselves Weaver, and that will almost certainly be... Well, yeah, it's going to be far so yeah. Firo will certainly play the Invoker after what we've seen. And Alliance, yeah, the big question for me is just where they're putting the job, where they're putting the silence. So who's going mid, who's going safe lane?
I think Silencer mid actually is it's easier to kill, right? Because the Earth Spirit can roll on you.
Yeah.
And then you get cold snapped and you just die. So I would probably prefer to see Jug mid.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I just feel Loda's more likely to play the silencer than Lim. I don't know.
Dude, Jug is like Loda's best hero.
I know, but is silencer Limp's best? Like.
I mean, that's a silencer, Owen. It's not really.
I mean, it's not going to be anyone's
like a
best,
high skill camp hero.
True. And there's not
I mean,
really
come on, James got like
5 seconds
5,800 MMR with that hero. It's not that hard.
Let's see. I'm so intrigued. Let's have a look. What have we got? It is the Limp Silencer. So
yeah,
you're right.
I thought so.
But that doesn't mean, as you said,
I think
he's going to be vulnerable in the mid lane. I guess he'll have the backup of Handskin almost certainly sitting around babysitting him, but it could get messy.
Yeah, they can kill the silencer for sure. It just depends on how much they want to commit. Like if Yapsor and 343 both walk to lane, they can kill. Even if the ogre is there, they will kill the silencer. He's very, very easy to take down, but they might end up getting a counter kill though. That's the one thing, because ogre is just so beastly during the early game.
Lanes from Bears. It looks like we will. We saw obviously Alliance last time run it aggressive. I mean, maybe could that be the plan once again with Loda? They do have Loda and EGM down towards the bottom. Yeah, Jonas and Fan top. So Alliance once again, they're going to look to go aggressive in the laning stage and try and tackle the lane head on. I mean, Fada will be on this Weaver, so a little more elusive and catch potential between the two. I mean, do you feel Fada should be okay with this amount of pressure being put on the lane, or is it hard as a Weaver?
I mean, it's definitely hard. You're not really a full-fledged range hero. You're only 425 attack range. It's not enough to make you feel super safe, especially with the two melee beefy supports of EGM and Handskin kind of just walking at you. So I think that he'll definitely be hard pressured, and a Rubik not gonna help. Like, there is just nothing that 343 is gonna be able to do against this.
And talking about 343, I mean, I guess it's because they've got the Earth Spirit, but we're not seeing Rubik being played by Yapson. I feel like pretty much the majority of games he has been. But indeed, because they've got the Earth Spirit, they want to have him on that instead. It certainly makes sense.
Yeah, it's a bit of a change-up, but necessary.
Yeah.
Because you have to be an Earth Spirit player.
Yeah,
like, if you don't play the hero...
on that. Yeah.
I'm looking for the roll-in here already.
EGM actually comes across and does check immediately, knowing that it's likely the Absol would be in position to try for something. And, well, they still try and go for the roll-in. Yapsor looking towards Lim. EGM tries for the stomp, but after these just
that hit, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised I clipped Firo. It's a really, really big range. Now, but Hanskin's actually spending the majority of his time bottom. I guess they want the stronger laning hero to sit down here and pressure the Rubik, whereas the ET, you know, him just being there will be enough to, I think, stop Yapsor from being able to get that kill, because he'll actually have a disable instead of, you know, Hanskin, who only really is going to have the ignite.
Well, roll in, Yapsor. Again, looking for EGM, has the stomp. Hanskin will move across, but might quite be able to close the gap during the time mid lane. Here with the cold snap, just harassing Limp down a little bit. Fine.
Now, this 1v1 is pretty interesting. I think that Silencer probably has the edge.
Okay. Well, Firo is certainly getting incredibly low. Yapsor coming across. But we are seeing Firo is getting heavily harassed down in this lane, and he's out of regen just on his last tango.
Yeah, any hero that has the orb walking capability is usually going to have an advantage in mid, where it's very, you know, the creep aggro is super important to be able to manipulate and, you know, trade or whatever. Limp can ignore it, because you can just walk up and use glaives and you're just going to take a truckload of damage. But again, needs to be careful. Doesn't have a support nearby. And they currently do not have vision of Yapsor.
Right, one lane, of course, we're yet to talk about this top lane matchup. Jonas and Fan 6 for 6 against the 14 for 1. Does it surprise you actually that Farev's this far ahead, or is this expected with the Axe Clock matchup?
It's expected. Eventually he can just cut creeps. He needs to be careful about that though. That's one way you can die.
Jonas and Fan locking him up. The spin's starting to come through though.
Spins.
Yeah, it's good news for Fred that the creeps came across to him, as that will put Jonas and Fan off from proceeding to chase down for more. Mid lane, EGM, he has an invis route. At the same time, Yapzor's still sitting around with Firo, so unlikely that the Elder Titan's going to be able to do anything aggressive. But at the same time, if Yapzor makes a move, he may be able to help Limp out.
Well, Limp is also pulling ahead in the middle lane by a pretty wide margin. Like, he's doubling up the CS right now, Firo. And you can see how scared he is, too. Oh, first blood actually happened in the bottom lane. The Weaver died?
What? I mean, they had
That's pretty much how I feel about that.
They had the sentry down. I mean, Fana must have just... It looks like he went for an aggressive Shikuchi. Get themselves the kill middle lane. Adam trying to lead in. They get the telekinesis back into the boulder smash. Slow from Yapzor as he rolls in. But the damage isn't quite there. EGM just stomps and they walk it off. EGM actually comes back in. Tanks the tower hit. He's going to fall incredibly low. Smart awareness there. Moves to the side. Makes sure he doesn't take a sudden strike to the skull. And EGM will get himself back with Limp and safely shrine up.
That was completely my bad. I was not expecting Fata to die in the bottom lane.
I mean, to an ogre and a jug. Just made a miscalculation from him as he tried to play around an area that he didn't expect them to have the sentry.
Well, that is the start that Alliance definitely want. You can take out the hero that you're already going to have a hard enough time killing during the mid game. If you can take him out in the laning phase, it's even better. But yeah, Yapzor going to secure himself the bounty rune. He's going to scout a Handskin here in the woods. Doesn't have the Orb of Venom on the ogre actually, so trading here is pretty difficult for Handskin. He's going to have to walk it off. The other big concern again is middle lane. Like, Firo is getting just destroyed. He's like level 4 right now. Limp's a full level ahead of him. And he's just keeping the creep wave locked to where he is. And Firo can't show. Like, they don't have any vision of mid lane. They only have the wards in the top side of the woods, so they can like potentially scout the rotations. But Alliance aren't spending their time there. They're actually making their way towards bottom.
Let's see what they can find out of this. Fada again moving forward. The sentry still stands there. They have the fire blast into the stomp with the play fury. Fada falling incredibly low, and in fact he's gone down. He died under the sentry last time, and again he gets caught out underneath it the second time in a row.
Yeah, the low level of Shikuchi is really killing him.
Oh, and top lane.
Oh my god.
Did you see
okay,
that?
this is...
He was so close to getting the dunk, but Jonas and Fan... Oh, nice sunstrike, mate. JK.
Oh boy. This is very unfortunate. I mean, I guess on the bright side, the Axe is still kind of winning his lane, even though he died. Like, he might not have the same amount of experience as Jonas and Fan, but if you look at the total last hits, like, he's way, way ahead.
Making a bit of a could
be in trouble here.
Oh, he's got the backup. Global Silence to play it safe. Comes out from Limp just to keep Loader cool.
I'm actually surprised. Oh no, he just hit 6, that's why. I was like, most silencers who go mid don't even actually skill that at level 6. They just wait, you know, they get it like level 9 or something like that. Kind of like similar to Shadow Fiend, because you want like max level glaives, and some people skill Curse, some people skill Last Word, but you know, one of those other skills. But yeah, very nice global to save.
In the jungle, Yapzor actually gonna get caught out here by EGM and Handscan. Can they kill him? Still got the roll, and the body block attempted by EGM, but can't quite get himself in position. So Yapzor will be able to get himself away from the two.
Surprised they couldn't get the body block on that roll.
Yeah, it looked close. It looked very close, EGM. Trying to get the right angle.
And now we got a level 6 Clockwork.
Oh boy.
He's actually looking for Firo. He does not have mana to Ghost Walk.
Oh.
Okay, that was that was a biff.
Ay ay ay. I mean,
that's the shame TP right there.
We'll let him. I mean, this is a man who's renowned for his clockwork.
He solo killed the Axe. I'll let that one slide.
He was already on a plus. That's just pulling him back down to a level. Maybe his team didn't notice that the hookshot went on cooldown. It's fine. They won't know.
Don't ping it. Just let it happen.
Just
you know.
Let it happen. Jonas and Fan silently taking the walk of shame back to lane. Mid lane though, smoke up from Bears. They want to try and do something about Limp. I mean, 7 minutes in.
He's got an invis though.
And the silencer hasn't been punished. It's a little bit surprising. Did you feel that we'd expect to see more pressure being put on Limp in the laning stage?
I thought so.
And there's the attempt, but they're not prepared for the invis. And Yapzor, he's just going to get taken straight out. He's already rolled in aggressively. Limp is getting smarter by the kill. Steals the intelligence of Yapzor.
That was really optimistic. Like, if you're going to gank out of the tower like that, you need Dust. Sentry is not going to be good enough. Because if one person...
You almost had that.
If one person TPs, that gank fails if you don't have dust.
Wouldn't they have checked for the invis rune as well?
I think they knew he had it, but the thing is, Yapsor had a sentry. He just didn't want to place it under the tower. That's why I said like it needed to be a dust and not a sentry, because you can't just place a sentry on a tower when the creeps aren't tanking it, because the sentry will just die and then he'll walk away. So if they had dust, I think they probably would have traded at least, because the cold snap would have kept him in place long enough to be able to get follow-up damage, but because he just went full invis and Yapsor didn't want to commit the sentry, they just end up feeding a kill.
Trying for a kill on Yonisafan, but the Spirit is there in time to get the stomp. Yonisafan's going to be fine. I wondered who was going to play around with the idea of going back in, but with the two of them and more coming through, he gets himself out. Fada and Yapsor did TP up for this as well. So leaving Loader a free lane down bottom, and mid lane, of course, continues to be entirely free for limb.
The safe lane tier 1 on Alliance is dead, though. That's like really, really good for 4Ev. Like having that tower dead, being so close to Blink, it's only 8 minutes in. Like that Blink dagger from him is going to be super important. Gonna see some Blink calls, likely into some meteors and sunstrikes and stuff like that. A hook shot again. He's gonna find a solo kill there on 343. So Yonisafan redeeming his last hook.
343 walking around on very low life and getting caught out like that. I mean, 5-0. Alliance really off to a blazing start this game. Down bottom to look for the tower. Loader putting the pressure on. TP's coming through. They want to try and defend this Bears. Adam's there along with Fada. Loader does have Hansken in the neighborhood. Heading down to back him up as well. I mean, Limp, what's the plan for him? He's going to go for the Midas this game on the silencer. Has treads. Gloves of haste. 900 away from the recipe. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Why the Midas on the silencer? Are you a fan of that, or would you like to see them be a bit proactive with building items for the now rather than for the later?
So I think when you see a Midas like this, my personal opinion is that there's just no other item where he feels like it's going to be a huge impact, right? So you kind of just buy the Midas, because Silencer typically buys a lot of small things, you know. He buys like Dragonlance and the Force Staff, maybe Hurricane Pike, maybe Atos, whatever. They're all kind of mid-game centric, but just having the Midas this early, you know, Silencer's also got really, really good talents. Like his level 25 is 200 attack range. As if we didn't already have enough snipers in the game. We're going to have a Silencer sniper too. Like, he actually scales very well. So I don't mind the choice. Maybe at some point he wants to get like a Hurricane Pike for himself. I think that's probably one of the best like core Silencer items up there with like Atos. But yeah, I think the Midas is fine.
Adam just playing around with Hansken. And of course, instantly retreats. Loader's there. Omni Slash at the ready as well. Mid lane, Alliance starting to collapse in upon. Yonisafan checking the state up top. Notice that Yapsor's alone as he flares across behind the tower. And these wards from Alliance giving them good information. They found Firo. Do they have the detection? Yes, they do. Loader has the Omni Slash and Firo's out and down. The perfect kill once again for Alliance, moving Loader across to the mid, and they're looking for more. Hook shot across from Yonisafan. They have the global to make sure that there's no rebuttal from Bears as they take a second kill and look to move into position to push in on the tier 1 mid for Ev. That's been shown, and that is essentially the blink reveal. Alliance know that that axe has that blink now, so Forev won't be able to catch them by surprise.
That's like a total disaster, actually. They lose 2 heroes, one of which is a core who is already doing poorly. Like, if you compare Limp to Firo, Firo's like almost level 8, Limp's level 10.
Oh, Forev does get the blink call with a Sunstrike and the dunk. They'll take down Elder Titan. Can they get any more? It doesn't look like they can, so they do stop the push. Yonisafan could be in trouble as well. Fada trying to chase. He goes for the TP, but the call's there from Forev. And Bears getting themselves on the board. They don't just pick up one, or pick up 2. Yonisafan was seeing if he could chase down Adam to bring him down with him, but it didn't have the damage. And Bears will also get the D-ward on this area as well, realizing that Alliance had the vision here. They do manage to hit back hard and put Alliance a little bit back in their place.
Yeah, they're very needed kills too. Like, after they saw the blink, I just figured that Alliance would be able to get away from that. But, you know, maybe staying a little bit too long, maybe overestimating their own strength. The call into the Sunstrike Meteor, like we were talking about, that combination just does absurd amounts of damage. And there's really no save. Like, there's no glimmers, there's no Force Staffs or anything like that. So it should be almost a guaranteed kill if 4Ev and Firo are both in the same area and they get that combination off.
Something like Fada. He's going to try and play around EGM. Goes for the TP. He's going to make it fall for Sunstrike. No, he's not. EGM caught out. We're starting to see Firo kind of bringing back memories from the other Invoker performances he's had this qualifiers. Always there with the Sunstrike. And that really helps climbing back from a laning stage that was less than ideal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Bears still got their work cut out for them if they want to really bring themselves fully back into this. With a couple of blink calls.
Jonas and Fan in onto Farev. Hanskin's there along with Limp. Limp ready to pick up the in, and he'll snag it. Picks it up. +4 now on Limp. As he's rocking that Midas, we'll be building into the 4-star Dragonlance Hurricane Pike. Mid lane, they're just trying to get themselves this tier 1. There's a wraparound potential as Jonas and Fan starts to move in from the side, but looks more like it's just protecting this push of their own as Alliance are on the bottom lane. Onto the tier 2.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hansken and EGM still keeping a watchful eye on the middle. Limp continuing his best to farm, and we can see again a pretty insane gold amount on this man. Top bottom lane though, Loda lets himself get called out by a blink call into the dunk, and Loda's down. Being a little bit too greedy with that push, felt safe with these wards in the neighborhood, but with people coming around from the bottom lane, the Axe just caught him off guard, and that's a big kill and certainly puts a halt to the action down there on the bottom. Mid lane, Limp is being played around with by Fada, but Fada won't dive. Knows that Limp has the global, and the diving too deep could certainly be a recipe for disaster. We're back around the corner, but now that Limp's been forced back, they could get a tier 1 here. You
need to respect the Axe Invoker combo. Like, there's just so much damage, and Spin on the Juggernaut won't even save you, because the Sunstrike's going to go through it anyway. They're going to spot Forev on the high ground here.
They're waiting for backup just to make sure it's a clean kill. And there we have it, Jonas and Fan straight in. They'll drop the Earth Splitter as well, just in case anyone else wants to join the fun, and they don't. Adam won't come across. Hansken straight up with the TP out. No, in fact, he cancels it. Thinking about sticking around mid for some more action by the looks of it. As they see that Firo reveals himself top, so they know that it's best for them to stick around mid. Take a tier 1. See if they put any pressure trying for more. And it looks like they do want to hold on to this tier 2 top. They don't want to let Bears get away with this. TP back from Limp. The movement back up towards the north from Alliance. They'll look to try and pincer and Bears from the side. Furo's already out with a straight TP. Fada starts to retreat. Loda, can he find anyone? He has the Omni Slash. Level 10 as well. Jump forward. Can't quite get close enough. Didn't have any cancel for the TP. Loda actually blew the Omni Slash there on Yapsel, but he rolled away. TP'd out. So Omni Slash out and down, doesn't end up warranting a kill for Alliance.
Yeah, it was a hopeful Omni, to say the least, but you know, they managed to get the tower, they got the kill on the Axe. They're trying to, you know, do everything they can to continually apply this pressure, because there will come a point in the game where Fata is going to become super difficult to deal with. Like, they only have clock, and it needs to be clock into immediate global, and that's how they kill. And that's the only way, really, that he's going to kill, unless he has a random death again. Okay, Jonas and Fan gets the hook.
And he's going to get the kill. He has dust. He has a flare. He's dead. Jonas and Fan on that clock. You've got to be careful. He will hunt you down. He'll find you, and he will kill you.
I mean, the wards are also doing work as well. Like, that lane ward is the only reason he knew he was going to be walking that way.
Question if they can get more here. EGM and Hansken positioning themselves just to see if anyone was to be caught out on Bears. Farev, very close to having the completed blade mount. At the same time though, Jonas and Fan, he's got his done as well. So now he's going to be even more of a nuisance when he gets up in the faces of Bears.
And for now, I guess, for Alliance, it's just, you know, farm the Jug, farm Limp, with the Hurricane Pike on the way soon. He's going to do a lot of damage, but it doesn't look like Bears are content to just let Alliance do whatever they want to do. Boreas got the Blade Mail now, so the Blink Call initiations are going to be extremely painful, as long as the Sunstrikes are on point.
See what Bears can do mid. Adam, smoked up as well as Farev and Fada. They won't be able to find the jump. Alliance are very prepared for any sort of play mid. Look at this. Behind the tier 1. They're ready to react. And it looks like with this ward as well, they may have seen some of the members of Alliance sweep back round from the jungle, so Bears won't stick mid. They'll look to take what they can from Alliance's jungle towards the top. Fada remaining mid. Has the Dragonlance Blightstone. Firo, of course, starting to climb his way back up the net worth. As we can see, it's really just Loader and Limbersailed ahead. And what Jonas and Fan with a deep initiation straight in onto the axe with the blade mail. Axe ends up just killing himself as he spins to his own death with a pirouette to the grave. And Alliance again get the pick off. The exact combination that you talked about in the draft, just having Jonas and Fan initiating and the global silence, meaning that at this stage of the game, Bears can't do anything to react.
Yeah, it takes a while, you know, you need like Manta Styles, Lotus Orbs, BKBs, you know, whatever, and then the global silence becomes less of an issue, but it's a ways off before anyone's going to have something like that. And, you know, Firo's going in a standard just Midas straight into Aghanim, so he's not going to wait to have a way to spell silence. And the Weaver, I guess he's just going straight up for the Deso. He's just hoping that he's not going to get that hook in the global combo that we just saw 4S suffer from.
He's got another vision here. They do have the Shrine up and ready. Alliance, if they really want to fight around this. I mean, Forev comes in with a beautiful blink cool onto 2. Lim is going to be fine there. The damage isn't quite there from Forev to finish off any of these kills. The Earth Split is thrown back to make sure that the side of Bears don't chase down for more. And Alliance get themselves out, even though I mean, the cool looked perfect. There just wasn't the Invoker near enough to get that combo out to follow through.
Yeah, the Sunstrike split damage too. If it hadn't, I think there might have been a small chance for Firo to get a dunk. Like he probably could have actually killed Lim if he didn't get the split there. But at the very least, you know, they get the offlane tower. Alliance didn't really get anything done. Now they're being pulled across the map because Fata was pushing bottom. Scan's gonna hit on the TP here. Jonas and Fan can't really go for this kill, no global.
Now, how long are we seeing until global? Back on 30 seconds. And then for sure, yeah, even things like the Weaver, certain targets the Jonas and Fan will look to try and get his hook shot latched onto. Oh, yeah,
it's gonna get harder though for Alliance. That's the like the core matchup is not so great for Alliance. Like the Silencer is all right. You know, maybe he goes for the Hex for the Weaver for additional lockdown. I would actually like that a lot in this game because Fata's gonna get to a stage where he has a way to get rid of global, and then how do you kill him? Like where's your pressure? Where's your high ground potential? Like Alliance have 4 melee heroes and a Silencer. Silencer, not good at hitting buildings. Can hit heroes, can't hit buildings. So they need a way to continually assert their dominance over the map. And you can tell, like Alliance, always aggressive, always looking for the fight.
Look at this Jonas and Fan with his Invis rune, seeing if he can get himself a bit of solo action. They've got the global silence back up. Who is he gonna find? Fada's actually gonna pick up a DD rune. And we'll head back up. They see him, they know he's there. Does Jonas and Fan want to try for this? He's gonna head back the right way. Fada looking for the Dukes though, heads back down to the bottom. Jonas and Fan still spotting him out. Cogs him in, they've trapped him. They've got the global silence, and beautifully executed here by Alliance as they take down Fada. And he can't play his way out of them. Again, the combo is perfect.
Yeah, that is such a brutal combination, actually. Firo, though, pressuring the top lane. He's going to make at least somebody from Alliance come back for this. You don't just want to lose a tier 3 to 1 Invoker.
Now, Alliance will start to head back up there. I do have a TP on EGM, but not on some of the other cores. But nonetheless, yeah, Firo isn't going to stick around and get too greedy. He'll instantly back up as soon as he sees the sign of Alliance retreating up to the top lane. But Alliance, 12-4 here on the second game. It's all important series, of course. Whoever loses this best of 3 will be going home. Bears themselves just this one game away from having to give up their Kiev major dreams. They've got to do something big. This could be it. They're smoking up, moving across, but the smoke's down and out. Loader on the high ground dispels it. Can they actually catch anyone? That's the question. They look towards Jonas and Fan with the Cogs, trying to get himself out of there, keeping Forev back, but Forev still gets the call up, but with the blade mail up, so much damage being taken by the axe. At the same time, the initiation was made there by Firo, trying to go on Loader and Slim with the magnetize as well. But they don't have the damage there, and at the end of the day, it's just Jonas and Fan being able to finish off Forev, and nothing else good comes for Bears off the back of that smoke.
Jonas and Fan is just ruining Forev's life.
He is having a great game.
Every single time, he is like stuck in cogs, getting battery assaulted, attacking a blade mail clockwork, and just hating this game. Like, I thought, okay, blink forward from Yap.
Yeah, it should be a surefire kill. I mean, he's tanky, but it is just an ogre. Oh, ooh, yeah, actually, uncharacteristically missing the roll. They do get the dust out on the way down onto Firo. Maybe Alliance can play with this. They've got a hook shot in 10 seconds. Firo hiding up in the tree line. They've spotted him out with the rocket flare. They know where he is. He's going to try and play his way out with the tornado. The dust now wears off. But no, Jonas and Fan, he's got the backup dust. Moves forward. He's hunted down the Invoker. He's got the hook shot straight into the face of Firo. And Jonas and Fan, this man and his clock, absolutely amazing.
You said he was known for it. After watching the majority of this game, I know why. Blink call here.
Forever. They get a kill and return. The global silence actually going to be popped here from Alliance, but he isn't going to be able to do anything to save him. As well in the mid lane, Fada's playing around with Loda, so they will lose the Outer Titan, but it's the support going down, and still it's just not good enough for Bears. They need a bigger kill, as it's Alliance that consistently are taking down their cores.
Now they're looking to buy time. They're going for these aggressive moves, and you know, Forev unfortunately is playing the sacrificial core here. He always just ends up being the one who drops, and that's just inherently what happens when you play Axe, right? You're the one blinking forward, you're the one in the front line, so you're most often in harm's way. And they're just waiting and waiting for Fata and Firo to really come online. You know, Fata's got the Diffusal Blade now, so he's got a little bit more killing potential, but he still needs that one extra item to just ensure that a global silence isn't just going to end him, and BKB is going to be the choice for that.
As we've seen, he really does need that. Roshan's up. Bears with the positioning around it. I mean, they can't. I think they can take it relatively quick with the force, but they're going to have a look at trying to go for it. I mean, it's going to be quite quick, but not super quick. Alliance has spotted it out.
Already got scouted, yeah.
They've got a hook shot up and ready. Jonas and Fan could go for a play here. They're moving across Alliance. Bears trying their best to finish it off in time. It's half health. Could Alliance get that? But Forev, he's trying to stop it. Gets the call onto Loda. Loda Blade Furies in time, but the Sunstrike still comes full. There's the Earth Splitter as well. Loda falling low. The healing ward just about keeping him alive. Jonas and Fan comes in on the back. Takes down Forev. Limp forces Yapso to back up. Turns toward Fada. His Shikuchi's away. The damage bringing him down low. Jonas and Fan would hit the hook shot. The time lapse back from Fada, but Limp's there. They have the sentry down, but Fada's up to the high ground. Will escape. Gets himself away for the time being. Limp gets the curse out. Can he chase his Hurricane Pike up in a second? But the Weaver too fast. TP's out. Will make it back safely, but Roshan is down to half health. And Alliance, they may want to move in and try and take it for themselves. There's no Axe for 15 seconds. They can't really take it too quickly with their own lineup. I guess that's the issue here.
But they also still have Global. And they have their Shrine up, so they're going to actually be extremely healthy for this fight. They just need EGM. Like, they don't have the Earth Splitter, they use it to kill the Axe. I think he's probably just going to TP straight up, just try to get back to the Roshan pit as soon as humanly possible. If he shows on bottom lane, Alliance, I think, are just going to go for Rosh. Yeah, it looks like Fata's going to be the one instead.
And EGM has the Blink now. And this Blink Yules into Sleep combination is going to be very nice for catching a Weaver who doesn't have a Lincolns, and as we've seen, he's yet to finish off the BKB.
Yeah, that BKB is going to be hugely important for him. He's making his way towards the Roshan pit now.
There's the jump in. Forev gets the call onto Loda, but immediately the global silence in return. Loda falling low. Blade Furies backs out. Handscale with the body blocks to make sure the Axe doesn't get a chance to dunk. Curse onto Limp, but the Omni Slash comes in from Loda. They'll chop down Axe. At the same time, of course it was Jonas and Fan who managed to finish off the Invoker. And Alliance, they're even seeing if they could chase down for more. Yapsor being chased. They've got the Yules set up. Elder Titan coming in close to personal. Good boulder smash from Yapsor. Fada, indeed, is doing a lot on the back lines here. There'll be a buyback from Forev. Jonas Fan traps up Fada, bites his way out of the cogs. Forev finishes off Limp on the silencer, but Fada goes down. And Loda, he's going to clean up even more with the Blade Fury chase down onto Adam. Rubik will fall as well. Yapsor still looking to play around VGM, won't find the boulder smash. VGM, Spirit onto the Spirit. Might look to stomp him, and Alliance do manage to safeguard this area around for the Roche. They'll head back in.
I thought Fata had that, man. He just stood still for way too long.
They still want to fight here, Bears. They really want to have a go around this pit. Yapsor comes in with a kick out. Roshan takes a little waltz outside the area, checks his guarded. He still survives. Roshan still yet to go down. As the fight really heating up around this area of the map. Bears putting everything in protecting Roche and making sure that they could take him themselves. Who's going
If
to get
Bears
caught out?
if they somehow get this Roshan, they stop Alliance's ability to go high ground. That's the main thing here. Because we talked about Alliance's lineup isn't necessarily super good at going high ground. They kind of rely on getting kills first, and Bears, they're going for the kill. Gonna get scouted by the Spirit.
Again, they head forward, but again, Centaur from Lotus Helm comes through. Smoker from Alliance. Maybe seeing if they can catch out Yapsa up top. And Jonas and Fan has the hook shot back at the ready. It's still just going to be around the Roche, but they want to look to keep themselves positioned. Jonas and Fan coming in from the backside. See if he can find that hook shot opportunity. Karev being forced back by the rocket flare. Good vision being given there from Jonasen. Alliance, are they ready to move back in the pit? Looks like they are. Loader heads in. There's out the Forge Spirit and gets back to work. And Bears, they've split up across the map. It looks like they've given up on the Roche defense. They aren't going to be able to contest it. And they just want to try and find that farm. They need to get Fada's BKB. But that will almost certainly allow Alliance to finish it off. Well, as I say that, TP comes in from Firo, but immediately the Spirit was already there. EGM was prepared for that sort of TP in. Jonas Fan tries for a blind hook, doesn't hit the spot. The Aegis gets put into the hands of Loader. They've found the Roche kill. Call from Forev, dragging Loader towards him, but Loader's doing a lot of damage here. Jumps in with the Omni Slash and 4Fs out. Loader takes the kill, and they're not done yet, Alliance. Force throw from Jonas Fan, traps up Adam in the cogs, and the Alliance get a second. Double kill, monster kill, all the kills.
Can we just take a second and recognize that Firo just stole a Roshan kill with a tornado?
He did? My goodness.
Yes, he did.
I did not see that, Andy.
He stole the Roshan kill with a tornado.
Okie dokie. I mean, that's something. It's something.
That was insane. But yeah, obviously the fight's still favoring Alliance pretty heavily here. Yapzor's going to try to get himself out. Hookshot's going to be a little bit off, but yeah, the whole fight like lasted a super long time. Like Fata came back in after the global was used, and I was thinking to myself, okay, this is the time where the Weaver can actually do the most work, because the only ability they have to actually kill him is down. But the problem is Fata stood still for like 6 seconds just auto-attacking. Now what happens is against Clockwork, if you stand still for that long, your time lapse no longer gets you out of cogs. So Fata hit time lapse instinctively as soon as he got cogged, thinking, okay, I'll just get out of this. But he hadn't moved in so long that he just stood in the same spot and died. I think if that didn't happen, they probably actually counter-wipe Alliance there, because Limp had no mana, he had Swarm on him, and, you know, Fata can just infinitely kite if he doesn't have to worry about global. But, unfortunately, a little bit of a misplay there, and it ends up punishing Bears pretty hard.
Yep, so heading up. Gotta watch out for the Centaur. Rush Smash already used as he tries to get a kick out. Yep, goes for the roll. Ooh. Loader tries to get the stun mid-roll, but the timing isn't quite there. Yapsa will be back to safety. Mid lane being pushed out by Adam. And bottom lane, Fada continue to get the space. Has the BKB and some gold to boot on top of it as well, as he begins to get himself back on par with his silencer. I mean, once again, you know, Fada's farming can't be underestimated. He'll always keep himself relevant, even in games where the opponent is coming out on top in terms of objectives and kills. He always finds the space to get the farm.
Yeah, the big lead here for Alliance is just the experience lead, because they've been, you know, they have a kill advantage. It's kind of what's going to happen. Towers, Bears actually have more towers taken down than Alliance do right now. I mean, that could be subject to change here in just a moment, but for the time being, they've done a pretty good job of delaying, considering I think their laning phase went pretty poorly. Like, Firo lost his lane, Fata lost his lane, so given the circumstances, they're still holding on very well.
Alliance almost certainly want to stick around. They've still got that Aegis on Loader, so feeling fairly confident. Jonas a fan there on the side, and with that Aghanim's complete, so the hook shots are going to come even thicker and even faster now. Limp, how's he doing on his way to the Hex? Very, very close. A couple of hundred and that Hex is going to be done for Silencer. And 14 stolen intelligence, not bad at all.
Yeah, the Hex is huge, because it's the trump to the BKB. It's such a hard game, actually, I think, for Weaver to itemize when you're playing from behind. Oh, Forever, you know, spot on EGM.
And with the Sunstrike combination, they'll get it. Side of Alliance will certainly make Forever play for it. Jonas Fan comes across, they try and force down to safety. But isn't going to be the case. Miro looks for the combo. Fodder and Yapso are there as well. Goes straight onto Limp, but here's Loader with the Omni Slash. Bringing Fodder down low. Fodder gets the time lapse off. They've got the dust. They'll continue to chase Jonas and Fan. Oh no, Loader blocks the hook shot. And now with the stolen Omni Slash, 3-4-3, takes down Hansken and Alliance. They're losing heroes, and maybe even more. Jonas and Fan, slowed up by the Diffusal Blade. Can they chase this down? No, he hook shots back to safety. TPM will be cancelled. Japsor blinking forward, seeing if he can get a catch on them. But Loader and Jonas and Fan are out. And Alliance with the worst fight that they've had so far this game, as Bears come out on top of that one.
Yeah, the not having the global, I guess, is the main reason why I went so poorly. Like, Limp got double 4-step up to the high ground on the Bears side of the map, but he had Swarm on him, so they actually still had vision. I think if they were able to kill it or whatever, kill the bug, might have been able to get away from that situation. But again, it's that blink initiation from the Axe that we talked about earlier. The amount of damage that they can output, you know, you get 1 or 2 lucky spins, Sunstrikes on point, you probably just die from 100% to 0, unless you're like Loda or Jonas and Fan in this case. Even Limp, I think it's pretty low. Well, actually, he's got 2,000 HP. Maybe he lives too.
Jonas and Fan, ready to lead a proceed on. Trying to do something about Yapsor, but Yap immediately TP's out. They try for a hook, but he's deep inside the woods and out immediately. Aegis is now gone, so that could be a time where the Bears would have been keeping an eye on. And they may try and push the issue now and see if they can get something done with Loda not having his second life on him.
You know, you keep dragging this game out, you're gonna have a Weaver problem.
Yeah, you certainly are. Especially at the rate that Fodder's going this game. And with the level 2 Diffusal, 2.6k gold on top of the BKB in the lot, he's getting pretty massive. And late game Silencer is not going to have a lot of fun against a Weaver that he can't control. I mean, he obviously does have that Hex, but if he's in there with the BKB, good luck to Lim. As the damage is going to rip him to pieces. Smoke up from Alliance, they'll move across, they'll find Japsor, jump forward immediately. And Japsor panicking his way outward, not with a global silence being committed. Does actually load his orbit off, tries to roll away, but he's already down and out. Get themselves to kill. At the same time, up top, Jonas and Fan was seeing if he could initiate onto a second, but the rest of Bears got themselves back out to safety.
Yeah, Jonas and Fan stopped the reinforcement from Bears, basically. So it just kind of ensured that Yapsor was going to die. I like the Lotus Orb pickup from Yap, by the way. That's a really solid choice, because he can cast it on himself, he can use it on his Weaver, for example, too, just to prevent things like Hex, because he doesn't have a Lincolns, right? Like, Fata had to go straight BKB just to deal with the global, so he doesn't have that additional protection of blocking a Hex coming in. So the itemization on Bear is really strong at the moment. Alliance smoked up, looking for a fight.
And they'll get it. Barev walks into it. Alliance with these quick kills, I mean, as long as they get the opening and get the Hex down, not a lot that the heroes of Bears can do. Firo, TP's out again, Jonas and Fan tries for the hook. Won't get in time. Very, very quick Bears with getting themselves out when they need to. And Fada, relatively deep at the moment. What do you imagine Fada's going to go next for in terms of items?
I think he still needs a bit of damage, but I don't know. These are the types of games, like when you're playing against Silencer, a lot of the time you want like a BKB and a Manta, or you know, something else that can actually protect you, because sometimes you're forced into a situation where you have to use something, and then the global comes out after the fact, right? So it's kind of nice to have that safety net. The alternative is just relying solely on the BKB and going for damage items. Like MKB is good, Butterfly is good. He can just go back to the Deso like he's doing now. I think it's a bit late for a Deso personally, but minus armor with the Swarm is still going to be super effective.
Alliance really, really keeping up these movements as a group. Towards the top. Loda pushing the lane out. Mjolnir, Ultimate Orb. What's next for the man? I mean, Joe, I guess it is going to be just the Skadi coming out for him as his next item to beef up just a little bit. And yeah, there we have it. Deso is now in the hands of Fada.
This Weaver is almost full slotted, which, you know, being forced into such an early BKB and having to defuse at level 2, he's not really like the highest damage that he could possibly be, but he can live. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. almost.
I like this as well, Jonas fan. He's going for the Octarine as his next one. So
yeah, dude, 9-second hooks. Let's
yeah,
go.
those reduced cooldowns are going to be even more beautiful.
Structures are fortified.
Load up. Should be able to get the tier 2 in the middle lane out of this one. Bears will pop the fortification, but no plans to come out and fight that portion of the map. Brev's pressuring in the bottom lane. Up top, you've got Fada. He's about to be a bit of a threat to the tier 3s. Alliance have to do something to react to this one. But TP back with Limp, jump forward with the Hex, immediately removed there by the Lotus Orb. As you said already, fantastic pickup from Yapsaw, and absolutely crucial in a game like this. But at the same time, on the bottom lane, we saw Forev pushing out. Jonas fan once again in with a hook, and they take down Forev on the axe.
Yeah, that was actually... I think that he almost got 2-shot. I am going to go... we're paused, right?
We're
it's
paused.
Fine. Everything's
There we
fine.
go.
I'll be right back.
You've got time for your dogs. Toilet? Alliance? Going to the pisser in the middle of the formal game. Professional players, eh? In 2017, look. That's alright. Toilet break time for Alliance. But by all means, viewers at home, take a toilet break as well. I'll tell them in chat. Please don't unpause. Twitch chat is having a wee. I won't do that. I'll get in trouble from the admins. But we do have this pause, unfortunately. Forev getting taken down for 6 seconds. They do say we have mic problems on the side of Bears, so I mean, I don't think you could really blame team coordination for Forev dying in that situation. But maybe they were all screaming on down the mics, "Forev, get back! Forev, get back! Get back! Get back!" And then Forev was like, "Whoa, guys, I couldn't hear you, dude. I just died. Can you please call missing, mate? I know it's 38 minutes in, but if you're not calling missing, I'm calling up Ice Frog on the little report box, and you'll have a few days in low priority, boys." But I'm sure that's not the case. We're back. Andy's back. And perfect timing
my
as well.
goodness.
Alliance, they've been to the toilet, they've relieved themselves, and we're ready to get back on.
I need to get one of those, like, they have, like, these citrus sprays that you can spray on dogs that apparently they really hate the smell of it, so they just don't bark. I don't know.
I think that's animal abuse, Andy.
It's like fruit juice,
I think
basically.
they stop
Doesn't hurt 'em.
barking because they breathe the fumes and they die.
That's not how it works, though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people don't just kill their dogs because they bark.
Well, tell that to my cat.
Wait, your cat barks?
No, that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Alright, fair enough.
Oh, dust there from Hansken. He was searching, wondered if Firo, of course, was kind of in his signature position. You know, we see Firo a lot of the time kind of hiding on the top lane. Oh, boo-boo-boo. He got piggied. Limp there with a quick hex. Finds Yapsa on the tree line. And it'll be pork on the menu tonight for Alliance. They chop down Yap.
I really like the Shadowblade choice here from Limp. It's a really good solution to being able to actually get in on the Weaver and successfully use the Hex before BKB comes out. Because a lot of the time, what'll happen is, you know, you'll get the hook shot from Jonas fan, and then you'll want a global, but you kind of need to hold it, because if he BKBs after the global, then it's just useless.
Aye.
Okay, this is awkward.
Oh, Forevi, heavy comes in with the call, but there will be an immediate response as the global comes out. Forev taken down. Here goes Limp with the damage, ripping them to pieces with his big old brain. The intelligence is too much from the Silencer, and they're not done yet. Alliance, look at them all. Jonas Van has the hook shot. Bam, straight on point, right up the backside of Rubik as 4 are down on the side of Bears. Gem hits the deck. EGM celebrates with some pocket dust. And into his items goes the gem. Suddenly, 4 down on Bears. 2 of them don't have buyback. Alliance could get a lot done here with the siege onto the high ground as they push up onto the tier 3 and onto the racks. That will be 1 set at the least. Maybe even more, Andy. I mean, 40 seconds without this Weaver when Alliance have this much push.
Yeah, they're getting double for sure.
This is scary.
Man, the damage output from that silencer is just absurd. Like, what happened was the hook shot went off. Okay, they're gonna jump Loda. So Yapsar just wants to back off, but he got cog bounced, so he couldn't actually pop his BKB. Like, he got completely stun locked from 100% to 0. Even though they even used the Hex on Forev, they didn't even Hex Fata. He just straight up got hooked, bounced off cogs, dead. That was how fast he died.
Jonas fan seen this. Viro, he's got to be careful. He's got to run away from this clock. He's getting up the force
he's
sprint.
blocking the hook.
He says,
He's
block
blocking
me.
the hook.
Save my life, son. And, well, it doesn't matter. The siege creep rule. Cardi's got it. Good old Cardi.
You know, sometimes what happens, like when you play Clockwork, is you're just looking at where you want to hook, not where you are. So, like, you do this maneuver where you're like, okay, I'll just force that. It'll get me out of the way of the creeps. And whoop, that creeps right in my face. Yeah, it happens. But I don't think he would have been able to hit the angle regardless. Like, he would have had to have gone to the right and then hooked, like, straight up.
It was a hard target to reach for sure.
Yeah.
And talking about the clock, Jonathan Fan, he had just a casual 5,500 in his pocket. So Hex will now be complete. I mean, this man, he's now going to have the mana regen to sustain, just going for these hook shots continuously. Alliance are a little bit split up. I mean, immediate call, the global comes out. BKB from Frev's going to mean it's hard for Lim to turn his attention towards it, but Lim just turns towards the Rubik, takes down Adam. As Alliance will get one. Can they get themselves anything more? They don't have Jonas and Fan near them. That's the hero they need to really kind of close the gap. They move into the Rose Pit. The MP comes out before Loader can press the Blade Fury. So Loader load on the mana. And Bears will look to try and maintain control around this pit. And there's the smoke from Alliance. Who can they catch? They'll make a beeline straight for Firo. I think Firo thinks he's safe. They think that Alliance is still by the pit. Firo heading into the tree line. They need to try and hunt him out. They're going to need Jonas and Fan to pull off the plays, but he goes low with the rocket flare. Won't see Firo. And Firo continues to maneuver himself further up the lane to safety, but Jonas and Fan, he does find a hook onto someone else. Gets Fada with the cogs. They push back Fada. Fada. Oh no! He time-lapse back into the middle of them! Oh no! Fada! That's not when you want to press R, Sonny Jim. Time-lapse is back into the cogs. He's dead for 70. Oh dear, oh dear.
That is a pretty big backfire if I've ever seen one. It's actually the second time his time-lapse has killed him in this game as well. I mean, a lot of the time you're looking for that ability and saying, okay, this is my fail-safe, and at two crucial points in the game, it's actually just straight up killed him.
Yeah.
So now Aegis going the way of Limp. The rest of Alliance gonna just go D-push.
He's got to be careful. I mean, maybe he thinks pressing it enough times will take him back to day one where they're having a great run. But it's not going to happen.
I mean, to be fair, I still feel like lineup-wise, I think that they probably had the advantage like going into the late game, but Alliance have just been playing it so well.
I mean,
like Jonas and Fan, this guy is the MVP for sure.
Oh, absolutely. 11-1-10. This man with his clockwork. There's a reason why Alliance have been picking it again and again, and in some series it's just been taken away from them. He's unstoppable and he's unkillable.
Yeah, I would even like consider banning the hero second phase or something like that if you thought that Alliance were going to pick it up. Like, I mean, not to like dismiss Bears or anything, but it's looking like Alliance are just going to 2-0 this. But, you know, if miracles are close to happening, we saw it in game one, right? Did. Like, Bears got Mega, then they walked down a lane and they almost managed to take the game off of Alliance anyways, so.
You can guarantee that Alliance is going to make the game interesting, and you know, whether it puts their victory on the line or not, Alliance will do something to entertain. It's the reason why they've got so many fans. They give us the games that are very, very kind of normally high risk, low reward plays, which is what we love them for. And as you
mentioned, the best kind of Dota, Owen.
It really, really is. And Bears, they'll be happy for those plays to kind of happen, because this is a team, as we saw, as you mentioned, game one, they came so close to making use of that window that Alliance gave them to take away the win.
Yeah. Well, they have the Butterfly Solar Crest combination, and there's no MKB in sight on the side of Bears. So, killing Loda, gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he's big, to say the least. I mean, 27,000 net worth. It feels like he's farming even quicker than in game one when he had a Magnus on his team. This is
well, a lot of that game, he actually did farm quicker because a lot of the emphasis was being put on Limp. Okay, Lincoln.
Yeah, catches down EGM. EGM will be forced back. The global silence comes out. EGM survives. The healing wall keeping him back up. Loader moving forward. Blinks in immediately. Looks towards Forev. And looks to slow him down with the Scotty. Jumps in. Gets the Omni Slash out. Forev with the Berserker's Call will survive in the Shrine as well. Loader now in a bad position. Immediately runs back. Alliance start to retreat. They've used the global silence. They've got to be careful now. Bears won't be able to reinitiate, but they do make sure that they lose no one. And with global silence down, I mean, maybe Bears can find an opening to go for some sort of a smoke play outside of the base and catch Alliance out without those key ultimates.
I mean, it's gonna be really hard to do because even if they, you know, without the global, if they try to go in, they're still fighting into an Aegis, right? So Limp, he hits like a truck, Loda. I don't even know if they can actually kill him at this point unless they drop like the entire kitchen sink on him. They need like the Meteor, Sunstrike, Deafening with the Blade Mail and a call. I just don't know if it's plausible for them to walk outside of the base and go for something like that, even though it actually kind of needs to be done. That's the scary part about, you know, where Bears are currently at. It's like the only way you make yourself or get yourself back into the game is by taking a risky play or just kind of hoping that the enemy team will make a mistake.
Lions putting the pressure in again. We'll see how heavy they go in without that global. I mean, it certainly doesn't feel like any reason for Alliance to rush it when the global's unavailable. And they're coming in. I mean, look at the range on this silencer. Level 25, you talked about the sniper silencer. We saw in action there, just sitting on the low ground and hitting the racks. And look at Lim. He's a mile off. And he's just wrecking the melee racks. Look at that range. Absolutely
Dude, I told
beautiful.
you, man. The sniper.
Yeah, stand aside sniper, stand aside lone druid. It's all about the level 25 silencer.
Yeah, that's why you buy the Mias, by the way.
They just can't stop him. They're trying their best, but the Rax is already down to a third health. Fada now moves forward, Sunstrike connects into Limp. Limp quick with a Hex. The Bloodlust is on him, the Solar Crest as well. He's a hard target to bring down. Fada, Diffusal slows down Limp. Oh no, Limp gets kicked into the high ground. Forev just hit with the call, the Aegis is gone. Here comes Jonas about with the Earth Splitter though, and immediately bringing him down low. They'll move towards the shrine. Fada will survive. Kept alive by his team, the Global Silence comes out. Bears, can they get anything now? Global Silence is down. Telekinesis onto the clockwork. They're looking towards Jonas Van. Loader jumps forward, but immediately gets smashed. There's the call as well. The kickback that Forev. He's got the control. Loader, Blade Furies, backs away. Fada being focused. Time lapse. This time it's a good one. We'll keep him alive. Alliance still not losing anyone off the back of this push. Sunstrike keeps EGM down low. Jonas and Fan again with the initiation. Oh, the creep has been hexed though. They'll get the creep for sure. But Jonas and Fan pays with his life. 722 gold into the bank of Forev. And Alliance will back off, a player down. But they did get the racks. They cleaned up the mid lane. So all in all, Alliance certainly still in the very much favorable position. But Bears do manage to slow down the siege. They keep control of obviously that bottom lane, but 2 lanes are gone.
Man, that was a lot messier than I think it needed to be for Alliance. Did you see how many times Limp missed that Rax when he was hitting? Like, it was actually absurd. That thing was at 10% HP for what I thought was like a full minute before he actually managed to hit enough attacks to kill the stupid thing. So, you know, Bears, they held on pretty well, but now their base is looking a little bit worse for wear. And the Weaver's still not quite at that point where he wants to be. Like we talked about the Manta purchase earlier, he's working towards it now. I don't even know like if having buyback is gonna matter that much at this point because you're kind of already 2 racks down. I think it's one of those situations where, you know, maybe you all in around Roshan because that's going to be the next real focal point maybe before Alliance decide they want to end the game. But it's make or break now for Bears.
We've got the Abzor, the Agzor on the Earth Spirit. I mean, we saw already some of the kicks there. And the Russian casters requiring item recommendation.
For who? Hopefully nobody on Bears, because I'm drawing a blank.
Moonduck, can you stop it, please? Honestly. Professional casting studio, eh? We know Earth Spirit's got a TP. Well, actually, it was. I bet that was Slacks. I bet that was Slacks.
Oh God, yeah.
Definitely
without a doubt.
Honestly.
So at this point, it's like you can see the posturing for Bears. They don't want to just, you know, go quietly into that good night. They want to try to do something. Tournament life is on the line here, Owen.
It really is. It really is for Bears. They've got to do something big, and ooh, this miss, JB, it might be it. It might be it. They get the setup onto EGM. Fighter's going to look to chase down, but the force is there back out. He's fine. Alliance moving forward. Watch Jonas and Fan. Look at the wraparound. Looking for the perfect angle for the hook. He's found Adam. Perfect target. Straight in onto the Rubik. The Hex is there as well with the global silence. They'll fire blast him down. They'll take the Rubik. Can they find anything more? Already Loader looking for the chase down. The Stomp. It holds forever in place. Loader being careful about how he goes around this one. We'll let the Earth Splitter connect first with the Hex as well. They've controlled the axe. They'll take down Forever. Alliance get a second. And oh my goodness, look who's found another. Jonas and Fan there with the hook shot. Yap trying for the TP out. Jonas and Fan can't quite get there in time for the battery assault to proc on him. So Yapsor will survive. But Bears, they're without Forev for 60 seconds. This is a man, he must be just short of the buyback. He is 150 gold. He can't get it. Bottom lane, Limp, he's found himself a big kill potential. Firo caught out alone. The BKB comes through, but it doesn't matter. Limp gets the solo kill onto the Invoker, and Firo does have buyback. And he's going to need it, because Alliance, they're already coming in thick and fast down the bottom lane. EGM, Loader, and Haska moving into position. There's your buyback. Loader, straight in onto the rack. What can they do to stop him? They've got no axe for 30 seconds. Yapsor, of course, has that axe, as we mentioned. We've got to watch out for the big stone plays. He may be able to kick someone right back. Refresher is done on to Firo. Did manage to pick that up, as well as having the money for buyback. There's the jump in. He was looking for the axe play, but Yapsor immediately getting locked down, and he's out, and he doesn't have buyback. Yapsor, he's down for 70. Alliance could go in for more. There's no global, but they will really want to try and take these mega creeps. Bears have got to try and hold on as 4. Can they do it? That was 6,000 gold as well in the bank. And they're being so careful, even with a hero down. They don't want to fight without the global silence. 20 seconds until they have it. They're just not making any risks, not taking any chances of light. They know they're in the optimal position. They don't want to throw it away.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Like,
yeah.
why take the risk?
There isn't.
Why put yourself in a situation where Bears can win a team fight because you're not patient? Like, waiting 10 seconds, you know, guaranteeing that you're moving on to the grand finals for the EU qualifier, seems like a pretty easy thing to do.
Here we go. They've got that window. They've got global silence. Bears, they do not have an Earth Spirit. Let's see how heavy they want to go in. Preparations being made. Jonas and Fan ready in position on the side with the angle. If any initiation comes in from Bears, Bears do have Yap back. They've got the full army together. They're ready for battle. It may be their last here of the Kiev Major Qualifiers. And already the siege from the Illusions is still strong. The range racks are down. They spot out Jonas and Fan on the side. Yapsor knows he's there. So does Jonas and Fan know what's going on. Yapsor jumps forward. There we have the kickback. Oh, here we go. One clockwork delivered into the hands of Bears. They'll take him down. Forev moves forward, gets the call onto Loader, who's trying to finish off the racks, but the fortification's there. Loader comes out with the Omnislash. Forev falling low, but the tornado, the control, they've got it onto Loader. The call, they've brought him down, but the mega creeps are being claimed. Alliance have cleaned out the base. Bears, they need more kills and they need them fast. Fada's chasing down. What can he find? He finds EGM. EGM holds back Weaver with the Yule Scepter, but in comes the roll from Yapsor. EGM looking for the TP out. Isn't going to make it. Takes a rock to the face. Bears will find a third. But they have been mega creep. We saw them come close to doing something major in game 1. Can they pull it off in game 2? This time around, at this moment, Alliance do have buybacks on all 3 heroes. It's looking like it may be over for Bears, but as we keep mentioning, they will hold on to the end. They will look for any small slither of opportunity to reclaim this game. And Yapsor, moving forward, doesn't have the vision. Hansken finds him in this room. He's out. Yapsor really wanting to check. Oh no, he's got the gem. He does have the gem, sorry. But he didn't have the stones. He did not have the stones to find the boulder smash. That's why we saw Yapsor not go for a play there.
You got to turn him into the Rocco, and that's what the Aghanims is for. Turn him into a rock to kick him back.
It's a very small cast range, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not very big at all. I mean, I think he tried to go for like the blink over the hill, but sometimes, I guess when you're chasing like that far, the only way they could potentially win the game from this situation is if they can force buybacks, and you know, Loda's going to be up in about 20 seconds. Jonas and Fan's got 5.
If they could take
like,
Roche,
I mean, obviously, you don't GG.
No,
right?
no,
like,
not
you
at all.
fight for Roche.
They've
don't GG yet.
Yeah.
You wait.
They've still got that small chance. But Alliance, they are going to be they're going to be feeling on top of the world at the moment. But it's not quite over yet. Trying to find the border smash. Vada and Yap, so they look towards him, force out the BKB. At the same time, they're on the sidelines. Loda has been into control as he gets Adam. Rubik down, that's one. Jonas and Fan, they've got the controller to Vada. Can he get himself out? Manta Styles off the silence, trying to scooch away, but he's stuck in the cogs. Weaver's out. Will buy back immediately. Loaded jumping in for more. Omni Slash is there onto Yapso. Yapso trying to roll away, can't make it. Yapso's down, he buys back as well. They've hexed up the Invoker. Invoker's out for 100 seconds. No Firo. As Alliance move into Roshan, they'll be able to claim this. No way that Bears can do anything about the Roshan. But can they do anything about the defense? They've only got 3 members of the side. They need something absolutely huge. And without Invoker, they're kind of their key component in holding this defense, it's going to be so hard for them. As Alliance, they may have well and truly have done it with this draft, with this lineup, with Limp on this mid-silence at 12-2-14. Alliance bringing new ideas to the scene in this current meta, and it's working out. They'll smoke up. They need Forev to get something big with the call. Jumps in, but he doesn't catch anyone. Gets Hex, but the BKB in response is there with the Lotus Assault, giving him the chance to do so. Jonas and Fano in with the hook shot. They've found the Weaver. They've taken Fada down. It's all falling apart for Bears. GG is called. Alliance move forward to the grand finals to play against Secret for that position to get to the Kiev Major, and the road for Bears is over.
And that Silencer pick actually did so much work this game. Like, Limp and Jonas and Fan, don't get me wrong, everyone in Alliance played a great game, but those two in particular just did some of the most heavy lifting I think I've ever seen for the team. Like, Jonas and Fan, he didn't die after his first death in this entire game until he was turned into a remnant and kicked into Alliance's base, like by the tier 4 towers. That's how long it took him to die. So, or no, wait, sorry. Did he die there? Yeah, he did die there, but maybe he died once before that. Either way, Jonas and Fan played a phenomenal game, and then, you know, you have this Silencer who just trucks people, kills the Weaver in like 2 hits. The BKB came out on Fata, and it just didn't feel like he was really capable of doing anything into the fights because he's like pigeonholed into this very specific itemization that you have to do against Silencer. And I didn't think it was going to be a core, but turns out that Limp played it, and he played it extremely well.
He really, really did. A very impressive series for Alliance. And I think, you know, Alliance fans will be happy to see this level of play from them today, because they're going to need to play like this if they want to take down Secret in the best of 3. And I think you can certainly say that from what we've seen so far, Alliance could certainly give Secret a run for their money, couldn't they, in this finals?
I think so. I think they've actually like started to hit their stride. I've really been liking their drafts. Like, after having seen the first game against Bears, this one too, I was a bit skeptical about the Silencer mid, but, you know, it ended up working out really well, and you saw, like, the purpose of it, the synergy, the counter against the Axe Invoker combo that was, like, the big threat that Bears had, like, during the mid game, and being able to kill those heroes so fast. So everything kind of just made sense to me, and I think that was one of Alliance's biggest weaknesses a while ago when they were in that rut, is their drafts just didn't really seem that strong. They've kind of, you know, shored that up quite a bit, and now, you know, Secret watching these games probably have a good idea that, you know, Alliance can actually take games off them.
Absolutely. And Bears, I mean, this is a team, we won't obviously see them at the Kiev Major, but they've shown a lot of promise. It just didn't come together, and I don't know what Alliance did in preparation for this Kiev Major qualifiers, but whatever it was, it's worked, because this Alliance, this is the strongest I feel we've seen Alliance in a while. They are really coming together as a lineup here, and they are looking incredibly promising, when you say, in terms of just their overall showing so far in this region.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, to make it like this far already, and they've 2-0'd their opponents as well. So it's not like they came in and they were getting like these really close games. Sure, Bears almost squeaked by a win in game number 1, but they were also mega'd when that happened. So it's like Alliance already put forth the effort to mega them twice back to back and then take the wins. So it's not like they're super scrappy wins. They're pretty convincing, in my opinion, and that speaks volumes to me about the state of the team.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Alliance moving forward to the final series today, up against Secret. One team from EU will make it through. Who will it be? Once again, I've been ODPixel. Thanks very much for joining me, Andy. I hope to see you again soon in future casts. But we'll let it go over to, I believe, Toby and Malini, who'll be running you through this very, very exciting finals. So from myself and Andy, we hope you have a very, very good evening enjoying the rest of the Dota. I hope your best team wins. I hope the fans get what they want, whether you're out there for Alliance, out there for Secret. It's going to be an insane series. Let's hope it goes to 3 games. And don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because that series will be right around the corner. We could potentially have a 15-minute or so break for the players after a series like that. But nonetheless, we'll be able to keep you up to date with panel action, a lot of exciting stuff on the mainstream, so be sure to head over to Beyond the Summit itself if you're watching here on the Beyond the Summit 2 stream. And if you're already on the Beyond the Summit stream, enjoy the action there. From myself and Andy, we'll see you about.